Hey there, Chris here, and today we're taking a look at the Maruman Mnemosyne notebooks. These are a new product for us, and I'm really excited to have them. It's a great concept, and it's well executed. So these are going to be an A5 size. They come in a blank, graph, and lined version. The lined version is going to be a little different than the blank and the graph. As you can see, it's double ring bound on the side, and it's going to have this nice flexible plastic cover on the front and the back. That's different than the graph and the line that have a thick, heavy cardstock backing to it. The lined version has 7mm lines. It's got a generous header section with the dates and a title, and then also each section of 10 lines is broken up with a heavier line. It's a nice option, and it kind of helps structure your notes. The graph version is laid out in a landscape format, which is kind of interesting, whereas the line is meant to be open kind of normally on the left-hand side. Graph's going to open on the top. It's got a title number section on the very header, and the graphing is going to be a pretty tight 5mm graph. I should also note that the lined version is going to have 80 sheets, whereas the graph and the blank version are only going to have 70. I don't know why they did this, but it's just something for you to be mindful of. And here we have that thick cardstock backing. I'm really impressed with the quality of these. The double ring binding, I have been carrying mine around for a while, and I haven't noticed, with some cheaper ring bindings, they get kind of scrunched up, and then the whole notebook just doesn't seem to work as well. These are really sturdy, they stay in their place, and they just work fantastically. So now we're going to take a closer look at the blank version here. The blank version is meant to be opened landscape style, although obviously it doesn't really matter that much. When you first open it up here, you're going to be welcomed with a very bright yellow kind of cover sheet. It has some branding material in there, although it's all in Japanese, so it's a mystery to me. But then you're welcomed by the paper. I say this is meant to be used landscape style just because the title header is oriented that way, although it obviously doesn't matter that much which way you have it. The paper is going to be a bright white 80-gram paper. It's really smooth to the touch, and it did a phenomenal job with all our normal writing instruments. Here we have the usual suspects of pencils, roller balls, ballpoints, and fountain pens. As you can see, there's no feathering whatsoever. Did a real nice job handling big ink swatches. Dip pens did great. I noticed that pencils did a really nice job on this too. While there was some smudging, it was minimal for what you would expect for this smoothness of paper, and it was really enjoyable to write on. As you can see from the back side, very little show through on most of your fountain pens. There was bleed through on the Sharpies, although that's to be expected. Even this big swab test here, you can see there's an okay amount of show through, but it's really, not that bad for how wet it was. Writing, it was just a joy to write with. The ink looked vivid, there was nice shading, inks that sheen did a nice job sheening, and I did enjoy writing with it with pencil too. Now this is a blank version, so I'm going to think of it as a sketchbook as well, and it did a really nice job. This is going to be a watercolor, this is just going to be a little ink wash. Did a great job handling those. It's not going to have that same toothiness as a normal watercolor paper, but you were able to get some nice washes, some nice contrasts and colors and textures. And for the price, it's definitely an option if you're looking into that. As you can see here, no bleed through whatsoever, even with repeated washes. So it's a good option if you're looking for an inexpensive sketchbook. Pencils too did a great job with pencils. Didn't have to worry too much about smearing, but if you want to do some nice delicate shading, that was an option. So there we have it, the Maruman A5 ring-bound binders. Comes in a variety of different ruling options. A great value. You can go check them out at andersonpens.com.